Oh my gosh. So guys, I'm excited. We're again going for a ride. This time the weather is dry, a little bit overcast, but it is dry. Brother's now going to do a ride by, show what mod we're going to do to his bike. Now you see there, I can fit my whole fist in there. Yeah? And also, exactly the same exhaust, Vance and Hinse. Brother's one, Vance and Hinse, but there is what stops these interesting noises coming through the exhaust. Right, here we go. Enough oil in there. Let's let this bad boy go through. So actually, we're gonna do a start first, and then I'm gonna actually film it to see to hear what it sounds like. Yeah, well. Oh, go on then. Hurry up, man. Yeah, it's a lot louder, to be honest. Deeper too. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I'm guessing on camera it won't do justice, but we've been rolling around through town and all that, and people have just been loving it. That sounds insane, like literally sounds incredible. And yeah, it's made such a difference by taking the baffles out. I said to my brother, I said when I heard it, when I wasn't obviously getting the record on the camera, I said he has to have it done, because honestly it sounds, it's completely transformed the bike, like on a different scale. It actually sounds like a car with like a supercar, and I'm not trying to heighten it or hype it up, but honestly it sounds a different league right now. They think it sounds like a monster. It is literally a monster. It's insane. And I mean, you can hear it right now, and it's just coming now. Listen to it when it gets to the pop as well. In the bang though, it's not the pops and bangs. They ain't got that yet. You'll learn about flipping hell. Wowzers. That's crazy. So I mean, what the thing is we did is only you take the baffles out, and there's actually fiberglass that holds the sound down low. There's quite a lot of fiberglass when we took it out. I just wanted to take it out and actually see what it's like. I'll take you through the video, obviously, of how I did it and explain to you what was done. But yeah, it's a different animal right now, and I love it. Absolutely love it. My reaction when I did it to my bike, and I took it on my first spin, when I heard those crackles and bangs, I thought, my reaction was, gosh, this is insane. So we finally are together, and there's no issues with Dylan's bike or my bike. 2 front tires on both bikes. Feels insane. This here is a ridiculous mod on my brother's bike, and yeah, it looks crazy. I just think with the actual the spec of the bike, with the it's because it's got grey here and the white, and it kind of breaks up the top with the carbon fiber there, and also this is white, whereas mine is it's black and red. It's got black panels and a black front fender, and I think that doesn't quite suit my bike if I had the carbon fiber front panels on my bike. My mate did say that I should get the carbon fiber bit here and the panel carbon fiber, but I just think it'd be too much carbon fiber. It doesn't quite go right with the really dark red and the actual the black flames. So I think it looks perfect on brother's bike. Please leave a comment, tell me if you like it, if you think it looks cool. I think it looks insane, it looks crazy. It's totally finished the bike off, and yeah, he's happy with it. Are you not?
Extremely happy with it.
Yeah. Now, as you can see here on the Vance and Hinse 2-to-1 exhaust system, it's going to take a bit of time because I have to actually remove these this end over here. So you can see here, you remove these 2. So what you've got to do is you got to pinch these. It's 2 springs, one over here and one below it, and then there's 2 bolts underneath, one over here and on the other side. Now the exhaust will be obviously quite tight on, so I'll have to do a bit of wiggling to get it off. It's not completely easy, it takes a bit of time and patience, but it's easy enough that you just got to put some time into it. Then we've got to put some WD-40 to be able to get this out, and would you believe it, to get that piece out all I require is this here. So let's get this started. First one. This one's a little bit harder because it's underneath, you know? That was a lot easier than mine. So we got that one off as well. And now there's one bolt, actually I forgot to say, that is actually attached to the actual framework of the bike. First time. This is an Allen key kind of tool, which then go. The bolt and the washer as well. The next one is we need to just slip this off now. So all I've got to do now is slip it off. Just wiggle it. You'll kind of work with. It's starting to move. Just be patient with it as well. It does take a bit of time to get it off. Yep. What I'm doing is I'm pulling back and also moving the actual end of the exhaust up and down to help slide it off. Now what does make it worse is if you clip the bottom of the exhaust and you actually dent it, which could make it. Oh, but here we go, it's coming off now easily. There we go. That was a lot easier than my bike. Simple. So there it is. Bad boy's off. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a live start what it sounds like with the actual tip off. Let's check this out. Now I do think that with it being like that, it does sound a little bit more high pitch, whereas mine is more deeper, because obviously you've got the 2 to 1 on this exhaust, so you know, with both sides of the engine coming into one exhaust, it gives you more of air trying to get out of one space, which then gives you the backfiring part. So let's take this apart and see how it looks, shall we? So now basically this here all comes out, right? So how I'm going to remove it is I'm going to spray some WD-40 in the top over there, which I have. There's a good gap between my brother's exhaust system and mine. Mine was really sealed up. So hopefully it comes out a lot easier. I spent about a day trying to get it loosened up, but my one was a lot harder, and this one is easier. Alright, restart. Now the next thing is we have to remove these bolts over here. You can see how much rust there is as well from my brother riding the bike so well. So let's get this out, shall we? So guys, now I have actually finally got the baffles out. It was kind of a tough job. The way to do these things, to get the actual baffles out, if you've ridden the bike, if you've ridden the bike when there's a lot of surface rust on the actual bolts. Let me find the bolt which I have over here. If you've ridden the bike when the there's a lot of surface rust that gets onto the bolt that's on the side of the actual exhaust tip, you have to then actually do something to get rid of that surface rust basically off the bolt itself. Now the best way that I did it is, luckily my next door neighbor had a multi-tool, which basically I started cutting the bolt itself, and therefore I got rid of the rust. Once you remove the bolts, hopefully it's a bit easier. Just be careful, don't round it off. But once you've actually got the rust off this here, let me get the tool I used. So this is the tool I used. Now it's quite long. It's my new favorite tool actually. Now the reason why it's this good is because actually it's mold grips, and also it's quite thick. However, I can get the bolt in between these two bits of teeth, and once you have a grip of it, you can squeeze it and then turn anti-clockwise once one turn at a time. Now the reason why I did that is because the bolts were so rusty that I started stripping the actual bolt. So you can actually see over here, if you can see that, I hope. You can actually see that the bolt completely stripped with the Allen key tool I used. Once the bolts were out, that was good. The next thing is actually getting this out. Now the way you would get it out, which I did show with a tool that would basically get the actual the baffle holder. So baffles are actually fiberglass. It's not wool, it's fiberglass, and it's basically sound deadening fiberglass. And you might get it stuck inside, and it might be a bit hard to get the this bit out, because that holds it together. And when you're pulling it, imagine the fiberglass all over here, and this here, you can see actually, it's not completely straight, it's not flat. It actually comes out here, further out, which then the fiberglass sits in this area, and this here, and this holds it in place. Now what happens is you try and put one of these tools that will basically go in between this hole. There's one hole that's bigger than the rest. If you can see that the other ones are not big enough to get that inside, whereas this one over here is. Then you wedge it in between and you yank it back. Right, now that's how I did it on my exhaust. The way I did it on Dylan's exhaust, which because it is a lot older, I think anyway, but it's just a lot harder. I actually had, if you imagine, this is still inside and I'm holding the exhaust tip. I actually had it, the tip down on the floor, and then I took a flathead screwdriver, put it in the dual pipe entrance, and then basically put it on the edge, a long one. So it was here's the one I used actually, a long flathead with a hammer. So with a hammer, and I had it inside the pipe, and then on the edge, you can feel the edge, because that's quite a big lip. You can hear it over here on that edge. And then I had it pressed up against it, and then all I would do is hammer the top, and that drives the actual baffle holder out of the tip of the exhaust. That was a lot easier, because pulling it with it on the bike's a lot harder. When you've got it upside down on the actual on the floor on a microfiber cloth, it actually was a lot easier to get that end out of the exhaust. So much easier. So I'd recommend doing that to get the baffle holder out. But yeah, honestly, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. And to everyone out there, you know, this is currently 4 days after I tried to remove it. I'll be doing other things as well. But I've seen that a lot of people say that you lose a lot of power from the exhaust, losing the baffles because of back pressure. Yeah, I'm not after power. I'm after the sound, the natural noise that comes out of these 1250, you know, engines that are V-twin designed by Porsche. And to me, the sound matters more to how fast I'm going, and if I'm going faster than the car or bike next to me. If I wanted to go really fast and I wanted to do something that is with horsepower, I would then get a superbike. I wouldn't get a Harley Davidson that looks absolutely sweet and be thrashing it everywhere. I like the noise, and I like opening the throttle a little bit and also letting off gas and hearing those crackles and bangs. And trust me, I can't wait for my brother and I to take it on the road so we can both hear those crackles and bangs and just cause a lot of havoc. But yeah, it's gonna look sick. And also the next video, I've got some mods coming up, so please, if you haven't done so, like this video, subscribe, please share all your friends what's going on, and then hopefully in the future there'll be some interesting more videos coming up, because the lockdown period is coming out where there's more events being taking place. So maybe we might end up going to a little bike event, I'm not sure yet, or a little meetup, or maybe even some nice rides. But guys, I'll see you guys soon in the next video with some serious mods that happen on my bike. Some of it's already on, and it's caused a bit of grief, whether it's a like or not, I'll leave it up to you. But I'll see you soon. Take care. Cheers.